welcome to Straight Up Sports 20, where I'm just going to talk sports for about 20 minutes. We'll see. Maybe more, maybe less. But 20 seems around what I've been doing with the past videos on my old channel, which is Sad Birds Fan. You can check out those videos. I'm going to start putting them on here, though. Trying to condense all my things to one entity, you might say. But today was a big day in sports, with sports in general. I'm going to start football because that was, I think, the biggest with free agency and all that. So here we go. Let's start with my team, the Eagles. I was really, really happy when we signed Hassan Reddick, who was linebacker for the Panthers. 1 year with them, a few years with the Cardinals. He had double-digit sacks this year and maybe last year. And he's shown to be one of the best outside linebackers in the league, one of the better ones. He's young. He's from Camden area, from Temple. He's hyped to be here. I'm super stoked. I wanted him last year, but we were having some cap limitations last year. So this was a perfect situation. I don't want us to get comfortable with this though. We have more things we need to do. And I know we can fill some holes in the draft, but there's some free agents that we gotta get. Let's please get a receiver, an established veteran receiver. Just having a bunch of young guys has its limitations. You want a leader in there. It'd be nice to get another corner. If we have to run, I don't want to run Steven Nelson again. If we can get one in the draft, cool. But that I want more that to be an heir to Darius Slay. I mean, if we can get I'm not even sure who's available, but we need someone in the secondary. Marcus May for a safety option. Marcus Williams. Do you bring back McLeod? Questions like that. So I don't want us to Hassan Reddick was a great move. I'm stoked for that, but I don't want to settle with that. Let's talk about the Carson Wentz trade, which happened last week. Carson Wentz, what a crazy, from number 2 pick to 3 teams in 2 years. It's just wild. How badly that went. And he had a good year. 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He wasn't bad by any stretch of the word. It just shows how, I said in the podcast, in our first podcast episode, which plug, we're trying to get another one up. Schedules are hard with school and everything, because I'm balancing college and stuff, and it just gets hectic. But we're gonna try to get another episode out, hopefully this week, but we'll see. But yeah, it's just I was saying, how if you don't feel like you can hand the ball to your quarterback and give him the keys and say go win this game, you have a very limited ceiling. And that was the case with Carson for a while. And I think on top of that was the questions and limitations on his leadership. How he doesn't do good with coaching. There was a whole thing that he made a fuss when the Eagles were succeeding as he was injured. Just really not good stuff you want from a leader, which results in your 3rd team in 2 years. It's just wild. I don't think the Commanders get exponentially better. He's better than Heineke. I can say that. Some people may not say that. That's always a debate. But it just doesn't do much. I guess it's the best deep ball Terry McLaurin's ever had, which is maybe a plus, but I don't know. It's just a weird situation. Um, Earlier when people were asking me, what are the Colts going to do? I was like, it's really difficult. I think I had them getting Marcus Mariota just because, get a mobile quarterback in there. Always a good thing. Marcus Mariota has had some good flashes. I mean, his career, of course, wasn't what it projected it to be when he was picked second overall, which is funny. We're talking about second overall quarterbacks that didn't work out. But I think he'd be solid, a solid bridge year quarterback. The problem with like the Colts situation is, other than the quarterback, they have like a championship ready roster. So it's like the biggest piece is empty, but if you fill that piece with something good, you have a shot. Because there were runs this season where they're like, people had them like 3 in the power rankings, which I thought was ridiculous. But they said you don't want to face the Colts in the playoffs, and they blew it and didn't even get there. It's just wild. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But let's get to the Broncos Seahawks trade. I saw people very upset with what the Seahawks got in return. And I'm just like, why would you be upset with that? I'm like, if someone could explain to me what there is to be upset about. You got Drew Lock, which is like, okay, he'll be a bridge year quarterback. And he's not good, but he's not awful. And it's like, you're not going to win it all this year. People are like panicking and saying, "Ooh, what veteran should they?" It's like, they're rebuilding. What are you doing? Like, this is obviously a rebuild trade. They got 2 first rounders. They got Noah Fant, who I really like. He's a young tight end. Shelby Harris, I think, is really good. I mean, if you want to trade for a 33-year-old quarterback, this is a really, really good deal. Really good deal. Really good deal. So, if I'm the Broncos, I'm happy because you got Russell Wilson, which is like, you have a shot. That division is going to be insane. I'm excited because I guess we can transition a little bit. I don't have much to say. Broncos are going to be good. Seahawks are going to be bad. It is what it is. I'll be interested to see if the Seahawks go grab a quarterback, but we'll see. But yeah, the Chargers, they made moves today. It was 2 teams that kind of wowed me with the activity they did to really hammer out some holes that they had. So the Chargers brought back Mike Williams, $60 million deal. People might say, "Oh, overpaid Mike Williams." Well, like, if you don't sign Mike Williams, you're win now mode because you want to win while Herbert's under his rookie deal. So you need weapons, and then the receivers are going off the board, like Amari Cooper got traded, Godwin got tagged, other people, like, you needed to secure him, so I'm cool with that. You trade for Khalil Mack for a 6th and a 2nd, which is like, you'll get 2-3 good years of him, and he's fantastic. We know run defense was one of their weak spots, and you don't get much better than Khalil Mack. J.C. Jackson, one of the top corners in the league. Again, like, you just have a really good secondary. Who do you have? It's like 1 a.m. I'm tired, but they have really good corner across from J.C. Jackson, and then they have Asante Samuel Jr. Right there, he's becoming a budding star. They're just in a really good spot. They signed Sebastian Joseph Day, another good run stopper. I mean, their problems on defense, they filled that out and more. It's just like, I was just like, once the notifications came through, I'm like, they are not messing around. And you know who else was not messing around? The Cincinnati Bengals. Now, they didn't make like a, a bunch of splashes, but you got the guard from the Buccaneers, Alex Kappa, 4-year deal, with some incentives if he makes the Pro Bowl. He'll be really good. Ted Karras, a center. We all know how bad the Bengals offensive line was. This just signing 2 linemen today. Maybe they're not the biggest names, but like huge thing. Now, Jets had a really good day. They tend to fly under the radar, pun intended. Just because they're the Jets and they stink, but maybe they won't stink for too long because it's like they're making the right moves, right? Lake and Tomlinson, good, fantastic guard. Connor McDermott, a guard, re-signing him. They snagged CJ Uzama, which I did not see coming. I thought he was coming back to Cincinnati a lock. Re-signed Braxton Berrios. It's just like solid moves. What's the last team I want to talk about? Dolphins made some moves. Re-signed Emmanuel Ogbah, Chase Edmonds, Teddy. There's one more team I wanted to talk about. Oh, the Jaguars. Really weird. They paid Christian Kirk, who's like a top 50 wide receiver, like a top 3 wide receiver, $72 million that has a max value of 84 for Christian Kirk, when you could have thrown that money at like Allen Robinson and it would have made more sense, or Odell Beckham. And then you signed Zay Jones for 24. Evan Ingram is fine. Like that was like a 1 year, $9 million. Like that's a proven deal. I'm not upset about that. Brandon Scherf was a really good pickup for them. Get Trevor Lawrence some protection, but it's just like, so you have 3 okay wide receivers now, and like no money. Oh, and they got re-signed Tyler Shatley, which is important. But like, now you throw all your money at mediocre wide receivers. Not mediocre, good wide receivers. And it's like, it's just a head scratcher. Because like, you have a young guy. And I get it's Jacksonville, so you have to overpay people to convince them to stay. Because Jacksonville's not a big marketplace where everyone wants to go. But it's just like, some of these moves, little suspect, a little bit strange. Yeah. Let's talk baseball. The Phillies have done everything I didn't want them to do. I mean, that's an over-exaggeration. They have upped the bullpen a little. They got Yuri Familia and Brad Hand, who were both on the Mets last year. I just remember them from blowing leads to the Phillies, which, like, if you're blowing leads to the Phillies, you're bad. And I guess it's an upgrade from what we had, but man, oh man, it's rough. And then you sign up Dubal Herrera, who has off the field issues. And it's like, you have the guys like Nick Castellanos and Chris Bryant out there. It's like, I haven't even heard interest from them in a while. And the Rockies are like pushing for them. It's frustrating. If the Phillies don't do something, I there's not going to be much excitement in watching them, because they're going to trot the same team out there, and it's going to be the same results. We're going to be in it till like September, August, and then we're going to fall out at the end because we just don't have enough. And it's been like like we've seemed really close but really far for like 3 or 4 years now in this like decade-long rebuild, which is just embarrassing. And our farm system is the worst of all time. Um, there's a whole history on why our farm system is really bad. It's super interesting. Started with like the fallout from the 2008 World Series, trying to put together a win now team, but doing it recklessly. It's super interesting. Um, there's a channel called Secret Base that did a whole they do a series called Collapse, and they did a whole background on what happened there. It was super interesting because it's like of course I lived through it, but like seeing them put all those pieces together, it really made sense to like how we got to the situation we're at. Other than that, I mean, there's been some crazy deals. Like the Yankees traded Gary Sanchez for Josh Donaldson, and there's other pieces in that, but it's just like money being tossed around. The Yankees are a strange team because they're like a team that like loads up on talent, but then just somehow doesn't work. Yeah, the Twins are a weird situation. I'm not sure what's going on there. The Reds are trading everyone and everything except Joey Votto, which is like, I don't like Joey Votto because he doesn't like us, Phillies fans. But like, you gotta trade him, man. That's rough. That's rough stuff. Um, let's go NBA. You know, I don't really want to talk about it because we lost. Sixers lost to the Nuggets. Joel Embiid dominated. You guys haven't heard me, like, I haven't did anything on the James Harden deal. I'm still like really optimistic about our ceiling. There's just issues like Harden needs to. He adapted as a passer, he's just a fantastic. Like some of the passes he was doing today was just like unbelievable. How they were moving, how they got where they needed to get. But it's just like, you are one of the greatest scorers of all time. Use it. We need scoring. Like we need shooting. Like, be aggressive, man. We gave up assets so you can be great. Please be great, because we need you to be great alongside Joel. It's frustrating when you have such a good player and he can tend to be one-dimensional when you need him to be multi-dimensional. We need shooting. Danny Green being back was good, but he didn't really do much today. George Niang has been a revelation. These past when we got Harden, he's just been fantastic. He's been exactly what we needed. So yeah, I think right now I probably see the three teams I got coming out of the East is at this moment is the Bucks, Heat, Sixers. The Nets, it's just Kyrie has like 6 games left to play at home, and he won't play all the games in a playoff series. And it's just like they're the 8th seed now, and it's hard. It's hard for me to say that they're gonna make any real noise. I mean, they'll make noise, but like really compete. I know they blew us out of the water. But like, it's just when Ben hasn't even taken the floor yet, and you don't know when that's gonna be. I saw a headline like he's not even ready for one-on-ones. Like, how aren't you ready for one-on-ones? Like, that's just fooling around with someone playing 1v1. It's like low stake. How are you not ready for that? It's just like I don't see a team with that many questions being able to pull together. Well, the Sixers have questions too, but like at least we're all there. which we couldn't have said the same like a month ago. Um, the West. I'm a Grizzlies fan as well because I'm just a John Morant fan. Um, honestly, depending on like how if everything goes their way, like they might need some injury help. They might need like the Suns to get out early. I can see them coming out of the West, like legit. I can see them coming out of the West. The Warriors are obviously getting better from their really rough patch, but they seem beatable to me. Um, if you, so yeah, I can see them coming out of the West. And now the probably the biggest disappointment of all time, the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't want to spend too much time on them because it's just like it's disgraceful that they get so much time, but it's because they're the Lakers. Like, it's embarrassing how bad they are. Like, how much did they lose today? Lose by today. By the way, Cat dropped like 60 tonight. He's insane, man. He's special. Oh, they only lost by like 11. They were down by like 30 or something at a point. But like, they're 10 games below 500. LeBron was extra frustrated tonight. I it's hard to feel bad for LeBron because he kind of like pulled this whole team together. But it's just like he seems to be the only one that cares. Whether it's for his accolades or anything, I don't really care. Like, if there's not much reason to play if you're the Lakers, if you want to go get your records, go for it, man. You're 37. I'm convinced it's because they changed the name of the Staples Center to the Crypto.com Arena. That's my theory. That's just cursed. That cursed it. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Hopefully I'll make like these videos weekly. Hopefully I can get some of these videos or at least clips on the Instagram. Follow the Instagram. I'll put the I'll put the ad down below. Follow the Instagram. Like, I'm trying to get this off the ground. So we're gonna be pushing out content. I'm gonna try to get creative. Really do stuff that people will enjoy. So stay tuned. Let me know suggestions on what I should be doing, whether that's on the Instagram page or videos. If there's stuff you want me to talk about, if there's different things you want me to do on videos. I'd love to figure out a way to do like 2K rebuilds. I don't know if I'm there yet, but doing that I think would be fun. But yeah, just let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate you guys watching. Peace out.